Hi everyone, in this tutorial, we'll make an awesome cool CSS loader spinner using HTML and CSS. This is very easy. Before starting this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for videos like this one. Let's start the video. Open this folder with Visual Studio Code Editor and make HTML and CSS files. To get the starter code used to emit abbreviation, add text in the title tag, CSS Loading Animation using HTML and CSS, and link CSS file and HTML. Now write HTML code. First we have a div element with the class center. This div will center the contents of the element horizontally on the page. Inside the div, we have an SVG element with the class loader. This element creates a scalable vector graphic, which can be used to create detailed and high-quality graphics. Within the SVG element, we have a group element, G, with the class dots. This group will contain our two circles, which will be used to create an animated loading spinner. The first circle has the class SIL and is used as a background circle. It has a center point of 50, 50, a radius of 50, and a fill color of number 192959. This will create a dark blue circle with a radius of 50 pixels. Next, we have two more circle elements, each with a class of Circle 1 and Circle 2. These circles will be used to create the actual loading animation. They have a smaller radius of 4 pixels and are positioned at the edges of the background circle on opposite sides. To see the result, open the file with the web browser. Now write CSS code to style a loading spinner animation. The first sets the background color of the entire page to a light blue-gray color. The dot center class is used to position the SVG element in the center of the page. It uses absolute positioning and a combination of the top, left, and transform properties to center the element. The dot loader class is applied to the SVG element itself. It sets the width to 7% of the viewport width and the maximum height to 90% of the viewport height. The transform origin property specifies the center point for transformations, and overflow visible is used to allow parts of the spinner to extend beyond the SVG element's boundaries. The dot loader circle 1 class is used to style the first circle. It sets the fill color to a pink-purple color and applies the ball 1 animation with a duration of 3 seconds and an infinite number of repetitions. The transform box and transform origin properties are used to specify the reference box and origin for transformations. The dot loader circle 2 class styles the second circle. It sets the fill color to the same pink-purple color as the first circle. An animation property write ball 2. The dot loader sil class styles the background circle and also specifies the reference box and origin for transformations. It applies the breath animation with a duration of 3 seconds and an infinite number of repetitions. The dots class applies the rot animation to the group element that contains the circles. The transform box and transform origin properties are used to specify the reference box and origin for transformations. Now we will code for animation. First, we will add animation for rot, which actually applies to the dots class. The rot animation keyframe starts at 0% with a transform of rotate 0 degrees. At 30%, it rotates 360 degrees clockwise. At 50%, it continues the rotation, but with no further change in rotation. At 80%, it rotates back to the initial position, 0 degrees. Finally, at 100%, it finishes the rotation back at 0 degrees. Now write keyframe animation code for ball 1. Copy ball 1 text from above and paste it here. At the start of the animation, the ball 1 is at its original size and position. It stays the same for the first 30% of the animation. Then, during the next 20% of the animation, the ball 1 grows to 10 times its original size and moves to the left by 4.5 pixels. It stays in that position for the next 30% of the animation. Finally, during the last 20% of the animation, the ball 1 shrinks back to its original size and returns to its starting position. Copy the above code and paste it below for ball 2. Change ball 1 to ball 2 and also remove the negative sign. Finally, the breath keyframes are used to animate the breathing effect of the large circle. The animation keyframe's breath gradually changes the element's scale to create a breathing effect. The animation begins by setting the element's initial scale at 100% at 15% of the animation duration. At 40%, the scale is increased to 115% of the original size, then returns to 100% at 65%. Finally, at 90% of the animation duration, the element's scale is increased back to 115%. The animation repeats infinitely. Go to Circle 2 code and remove -1.5s. CSS Preloader is ready. I hope this video is helpful to you. If you like the video, please like and share this video and also subscribe for more videos.